One of the biggest reasons that veterans are moving to Wyoming is because of our low cost of living. We have really low taxes, whether it's property taxes or sales tax. Your sales tax is anywhere from 4 to 7%, depending on your county, but the baseline for the state is 4%. There's at least one county that I know of that, at least last I knew, was still at 4%. That would be Fremont County. Okay, another reason that veterans are moving here is we do not have a state income tax. So especially if they're living off of their military retirement, or they're just retired, period, that's not getting taxed by the state, which is pretty cool. Because if you come from a state like Minnesota that has one of the highest state income taxes, you know how much they're taking out of your check. And that's not happening in Wyoming. If you're a veteran wanting to start a small business or any kind of business, we do not have corporate tax. So your LLC will not be taxed by the state. Of course, you still have to pay the feds, but no tax in the state. So that's another benefit financially. And a good reason to incorporate your business in Wyoming, even if you live outside of Wyoming, which many people do. Veterans also get property tax reduction in Wyoming. Another reason veterans move here would be, we do have some veteran hospitals. We have one in Sheridan, and I believe there's one in Cheyenne. We have a veteran skilled nursing facility in Buffalo, and there's also a veterans home in Buffalo, which is a place with apartments so that you and if you have a spouse, your spouse can live there too. It's just a monthly fee to live there, and only veterans and their spouses are allowed to live there. And then right next door is the skilled nursing facility, which is like an assisted living. Then if you need skilled nursing, you just move across the parking lot and it's right there for you. You can use your VA loan. I know a lot of veterans think that their VA loan's too much of a pain and they don't want to use it, but you can definitely use it. And most of the local lenders are going to be able to help you finance a home with a VA loan. So you're going to want to talk to a real estate agent in Wyoming to get a recommendation for a local lender who can help you and guide you through that process. Another reason that veterans move to Wyoming is the sense that we have a lot of freedom here that maybe they don't have in the place that they're coming from. In addition to less taxes, more freedom. How could it get any better than that? And so one of the things that a lot of the veterans I've worked with are the gun laws. We have concealed carry here without a permit. That doesn't mean you can leave the state and carry around concealed carry. No, you'll need a permit for that. But within Wyoming, when you live in Wyoming, you do not need a permit to conceal carry. So they like that. We're very pro-gun state. So they like the gun laws. They just like that there's the sense of live and let live. There's just that sense of being able to do what you want as long as you're not harming other people. There's not a lot of government control over your daily life like they might feel in other places. And then I think that with the way the country and some of the states responded to COVID, that really freaked them out. They felt like this is not what we fought for. This is not what we did time in the military for. And so they ran from their states as soon as they could. And they're still running from those states with the fear that in the future there could be another lockdown. Now in Wyoming, we did not have lockdowns during COVID. Everything was kind of normal. And if we didn't watch the news or read news online, we could have almost just pretended that COVID didn't exist. It didn't seem any worse than the flu here. So these are some of the reasons why veterans are moving to Wyoming. Now, why would a veteran choose not to move to Wyoming? Well, if they have a lot of physical issues that require a lot of very specific healthcare services, this might not be the place for you if that describes you. Although maybe down in Cheyenne, because you could get to higher level services in Colorado, but finding a very highly specialized healthcare in Wyoming can be a challenge, and we tend to have to go out of state, whether it's to Rapid City, Billings, Montana, or down towards Denver and Fort Collins, or Utah, Salt Lake City. those are typically the places where you're going to go for a more specialized healthcare issue. So that might be one reason not to come here. And then the other reason would be, well, there's two reasons. Another reason would be their spouse can't stand the thought of living in Wyoming. That's definitely an issue that people have, a spouse that doesn't want to come here because it's so cold, which is issue number 3. We have a long winter. We have a lot of snow. The wind does blow, and it's harsh, and the winter can be harsh. So if you don't do well with cold, if it makes your bones hurt, whatever, then you probably wouldn't like Wyoming. And that's also a reason why some veterans wouldn't want to come to Wyoming, is just because of the cold, the long winter, which honestly, I don't like it either. So, but I do like the freedom here. And so that's the trade-off, is to get the freedom, you have to live in the cold. Okay, if you like the videos and you want me to make more, please comment down below on any kind of topic you'd like me to try to research and cover for you about anything to do with living in Wyoming. And subscribe, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And please like this video. And I look forward to making more. Have a great day.